Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to do an unboxing of an old phone, and I do have a lot of retro phones, and I have to say that I haven't done a lot of unboxings of my older retro devices, and unfortunately this is my bad, but I threw out a lot of those old boxes from my older phones. So a lot of them actually came in the box, and I probably should have done an unboxing of those before I threw them away, but I only showed a bunch of my older phones just briefly in a lot of my previous videos. So now I want to start doing unboxing of some of my older devices, and by older I mean not devices I've had for a long time, but rather devices that came out a while ago. That's what I mean, like retro devices, because most of my unboxings are of devices that are kind of new, and that's just because I figured that of course most people are going to be interested in the new devices, right? But I know that for my YouTube channel there is a niche, people who want to see me review, unbox, just give overviews of retro devices as well, like devices that came out mostly in the 2000s. I do some of I don't think I do any devices older than 2000. That's kind of my limit, but I do have a lot of devices from the 2000s, and I just love their aesthetic and nostalgic um, feelings it gives me. So anyways guys, enough with the chit chat. This is the Blackberry Porsche Design smartphone, the P9981, and this is, I guess I can call it a retro device because this came out in 2011 and now it's almost 2020, so that's pretty much 9 years ago, right? Which is quite a long time ago, almost a decade ago. This is the first device that Porsche Design, however you want to pronounce that, collaborated with BlackBerry on. So now you can see Porsche Design's name basically everywhere. They used to do the collaborations with BlackBerry, and now they do them with Huawei. So now you'll start to see more Porsche Design Huawei branding now. So you can see the Mate 30 and the Mate 20, the Mate 30. They'll have the Porsche Design editions. Of course, they don't do it with BlackBerry anymore since BlackBerry kind of faded. But they're still out there. They're still doing smartphone collaborations. But the first smartphone maker they collaborated with was BlackBerry before Huawei. And this was their very first edition. I believe they made a total of three. They made the P9982, which was based off of, what was that BlackBerry 10 device? The Z30 or something like that? Or Z10 or something. And then the P9983, which is based on something like the Q20. Anyways, this I think is the most memorable one because first of all, it came out first, and another reason is because it's based on the BlackBerry Bold 9900, which was a very that was a really well remembered BlackBerry because it kind of came out at the height of BlackBerry's heyday, and it's really well received. This is using the old BlackBerry OS 7, in the pre-iOS Android days. BlackBerry OS 7 is actually kind of popular. So this was basically a souped up BlackBerry Bold 9900. And just a word of warning again, I wish I kept more of my older boxes for my retro phones, but this is pretty much the only one I have left. So this is the only one I can unbox, but I'm still missing some of the accessories for it, unfortunately. But I tried to find as much as I could to give you guys an idea of what was inside this box. And this box, by the way, is also probably the best looking box out of the retro devices that I owned, so that's why I kept this one. And it's limited edition, that's another reason. Of course, it cost a lot of money when it came out. This thing cost $2,000 when it came out. Of course, I bought it a lot cheaper than that, but this is basically a luxury item, just like most things branded with Porsche Design are. So anyways, inside the box, first you come with this very, very peculiar looking BlackBerry Bold 9900. Of course, this is the limited edition Porsche Design, of course, on top. This is actually still my favorite design out of all the collaborations that they did. I prefer this design to the P9982 and P9983, mostly because those are more like touchscreens type phones, and I felt like Porsche Design really put their aesthetic on this one, the P9981, their first one. You can just see the angular aesthetic right here. A lot of Porsche Design's devices, and I just did a video on the Porsche Design Book 1, which is their laptop, is you can tell that there's aesthetics. It's mostly, first of all, it's gray colored, but besides that, they also like to have this really nice angular aesthetic, which really makes it attractive. I wouldn't say it's comfortable. I think this is not as comfortable to type on as the Blackberry Bold 9900, but it definitely gives it a very, very unique, cooler looking aesthetic. That's for sure. And just the specs of this device, like I said, is a souped up Blackberry Bold 9900. It runs on a 1.2 gigahertz Qualcomm Snapdragon, 768 megs of RAM, 2.8-inch screen, 640 by 480. You know, it's not high resolution, but none of the phones were at that time. And a 5 megapixel camera at the back, 720p video recording, which was you know, that was kind of actually a big deal at the time. And this camera, you see, it's again Porsche design with their modern looking angular aesthetic here. Everything is you know, with the squarish rectangular sides, no curves. Everything is yeah, very, very sharp edges. There's kind of a full leather material on the back as well. And then on the sides there is the volume rockers up and down, as well as I think this might be a specialized button. This is the power button right here on the side. On top, maybe this is the power button. Okay, well, maybe this is the camera shutter button then. Yeah, camera shutter buttons, remember those? On this side you have a headphone jack. Of course, every phone had to have one back then. Micro USB charger, and this is actually for a docking station, which is actually right here. So they actually include a Porsche design docking station for the Blackberry device as well, which of course you can insert a micro USB in there and start charging. But basically this is pseudo wireless charging. I wouldn't say it's wireless charging, but it's pseudo wireless charging because there is no wires. It just charges magnetically. This is kind of the same way how my old Xperia Z3 Compact also charged. It wasn't fully wireless like the Qi charging is, but it's not wired either. It's I call it pseudo wireless. It's magnetic charging, which is yeah, I mean, no wires, right? So technically it is wireless charging. Yeah, so that's what I liked about my Xperia Z3 Compact, is I can just put it on the dock with these magnetic connectors, and then it would just charge like that, right? And the dock would be wired, of course, and Qi charging docks are still wired, but there would be no wires when you just dock it, and then that's how you charge it, right? Very cool. Anyways, this is for the executive who just like have this on their desk. Hey, I own a Porsche design Blackberry because I want to stand out, and this is how I know, how you know I have money. Anyways, I do like the aesthetic of this device. It's not the most comfortable, but definitely looks really, really cool, and of course limited edition as well. Again, $2,000 when it came out. I'm not sure how many they made, but probably not a lot. Front-facing camera right here for selfies, I guess. Way before selfies were that popular. Of course, you have the logo, and then you have the Blackberry controls right here. The center is the optical pad, and then you have the Blackberry button. Then you have the hang up. This is oh yeah, this is probably hang up, and also turn the phone on. This is to go back. This might be a menu button. Anyways, we're gonna turn it on and see what happens later. Anyways, what else is inside the box? Of course, we get I forget what was here, but we get nice cleaning cloth, and then, you know, the manuals, warranty, etc. Very necessary when you're paying this much money for a limited edition luxury tie-in device, right? I know there's been a lot of these Virtu, you know, they're out of business now, but they used to make, you know, phones that cost tens of thousands of dollars with bling on them. Torino, Lamborghini, you know, those makers charge tens of thousands of dollars for these kind of. The Porsche design is, I mean, they're expensive, but they don't charge tens of thousands of dollars, at least not like those guys, right? And they actually bring some kind of interesting aesthetic other than just bling, which is what I like as well. So I forget what was here, but we do get a micro USB cable, and then we do get adapters for them. I think this might have been, oh, you know what this was? Okay, there's one for, this is the one for UK, and then, no, this is the one for UK. This might be the one for Australia. and then the US one and the European one or Asian one might be right here. So I think they're just different adapters that you can plug in the USB to. I just couldn't find these two. And then of course you have Blackberry earphones, which are probably not very good. Then you have this limited edition card here. This is for bragging rights, right? Yeah, this is for bragging rights. Look at this. This is an authentic device designed by Blackberry and Porsche Design. Even gives me my PIN number. You know, for Blackberry Messenger, I'm not too worried that people see this because, you know, Blackberry Messenger isn't really used anymore, so I don't care. Blackberry Messenger used to be a thing. You can have an exclusive PIN number to use an exclusive Blackberry Messenger, which I don't really care too much about now. But it was there for bragging rights back in the day when BBM was popular. Anyways, actually, let's just use this and turn this guy on. All right, so now I have it charging. This is the Blackberry Porsche Design P9981. You can see the backlit keys are really, very Porsche. I mean, you have the white, and since this is a Russian version, I have the red as well on the Russian keys, which is actually kind of cool. So I guess this is something you don't get on just the strictly English version, because mine's also Russian as well. So I don't know, maybe the English version has some other secondary symbols, whatever, to light up. But this is cool, white and red, backlit, and this is the stuff that you get on it. Obviously this is Blackberry OS 7, so it's outdated. There's a touchscreen, capacitive, of course, because this came out after the iPhone. Yeah, there's no new apps or anything for it. These are all old, so you can see the Facebook, of course, is still there, but it's the old icon. MSN Messenger, or Windows Live Messenger, I should say, it doesn't exist anymore. Skype now, Yahoo Messenger, no one really uses that anymore. Blackberry Messenger, that's also, yeah, no one really uses that. So it's kind of interesting. I do have all the old stuff. New time zone detected. No, it's okay. All right, so the Blackberry button is one you can use to switch applications, add to home screen. Again, this is the optical kind of touchpad in the middle here. So it functions very similar to, I mean, it's an optical sensor. So yeah, it works the same way. If you've ever used one of those old netbooks, or even one of the GPD One Mix netbooks, they all have these optical sensors. It works the same way. Similar yet different from the ThinkPad trackpoint nubs, but it works in a similar way. I have videos here as well. I have the Porsche Design World Time. Let's look at this video. Yeah, this screen isn't high resolution by today's standards, but considering this is only 2.8 inches, it's okay. It doesn't look too blurry or anything. It's okay. Just because the size of the screen is so small, that having a lower resolution is fine here, actually. The speakers, again, I wonder if that's the loudest. Okay, so that's the loudest it gets. Not very loud, but I would expect not a music player. Alright, anyways, that's the application there. Go back to the home screen. Okay, there. Let's go back. Yeah, that's the home screen. This mail button can be mapped to whatever you want, I think. Email. Yeah, of course, you have to set that up. I think it might have, oh, it pulls my emails from the last time I used this, which is 2015. Wow, crazy. Of course, you can also, you know, navigate by touch as well. The contacts, it's a phone. Of course, it's a Blackberry, so you can actually just dial using the numpad that's embedded in the keyboard here. I'm actually not a huge BlackBerry user, and a lot of Canadians used Blackberries, especially back in the late 2000s and early 2010s. BlackBerry was more popular than the iPhone in Canada. I was not one of the Canadians who really used it though, because it was just too common for me. I don't like to use devices that are too common. Now I have a BlackBerry Key 2 and stuff like that, just because it's not common anymore. Like Samsung and iPhones are too common now. But back in the late 2000s, like so many people actually had a BlackBerry, and I just thought, everyone had one. I don't really need one. I want to use something different. And now I'm using Blackberries, and people are like, what the heck? You know, like now it's like not common at all. So. Anyways, the old bearer of the smartphone industry, and now it turns into kind of a rare commodity now. A web browser. All right. Well, I'm not connected to the internet, but well, actually, believe it or not, I actually managed to connect to Wi-Fi. Yeah, I have it connected to Wi-Fi right now, and I wonder if the browser will work. Probably not, because there's going to be a lot of security exceptions and stuff, but Wi-Fi still works. You can still connect to Wi-Fi, I think. All right, let's try the browser now. ESPN or CNN. Yeah, sure. Oops. Try this. Oop. Such an interesting feeling to type on a physical keyboard again like this, especially a unique one like this one. Yeah, this is a problem. A lot of the old browsers from devices in the 2000s, they can't really surf today's internet because of all the security exceptions and stuff, and they use a really old version of CSS and JavaScript on their browser. So especially like this browser, it's not like a Chrome browser or anything. Remember, like when Android came out, they didn't have Chrome. They had this thing called Android browser. Like it wasn't Chrome. It was some kind of different browser. It was like a really crappy version of Chrome. Basically, it's called Android browser. Well, this is even worse, because we have a mouse pointer here now. Cool. Mouse pointer on a 2.8-inch screen. Wow. Yeah, I don't think this website will it work? I don't know. This phone is 9 years old, almost 10 years old, but yeah, the problem is the browsers are so outdated, and it's not running Android, so you can't even download another browser. Like this is running an old, obsolete operating system, which is proprietary. BlackBerry had their own apps and stuff like that, but it's not updated anymore. So you're not going to get a really up-to-date browser on this. So this is BlackBerry's own browser, which is really shitty. So probably not going to work on any modern websites, unfortunately. What could it do? Oh, it could do multiple tabs, right? Yeah, I can do some basic stuff. That's about it. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. I can connect to Wi-Fi. I can't browse though, unfortunately. BlackBerry Messenger, or no, BlackBerry World. Okay, interesting. So this is kind of the BlackBerry store, I guess, right? No, this can't be live, right? This is OS 7. Interesting. Like there's no way this can be still functioning, because BlackBerry OS 7 is like completely obsolete. Even BlackBerry OS 10 is obsolete now. Where are they pulling this from? Is it from the internet? Because if it is, that's pretty interesting. I think it might be pulling live from the internet, which is shocking to me, because this is such an outdated operating system. I had no idea it was still the servers are still working, apparently. Okay, what's in here? Loading. Might not get anything here. Strategy, nope. Interesting. I was able to pull up some games though. Interesting. Well, I don't know what happened. I really would be surprised if it was actually pulling live, because the servers being up would be hugely surprising for me. So this is such an outdated operating system. And the fact that the apps are still supported and able to be downloaded. This is a calendar. What else? Oh, videos folder. We saw that. Okay. Anyways, guys. Yeah, you can play songs. Obviously, this is a smartphone. Okay. It's not an iPhone smartphone or Android, but it is a smartphone. Okay. So obviously, it could do stuff. Play music, watch videos. Can't really browse the internet, but you can play videos and even download apps, apparently. If some of those servers are responding, you can apparently still download apps. Yeah. Okay, you have this little pull-out thing as well. That's kind of similar to Android, I guess. This is when Android was already out, by the way. It was probably when Android was on 2.3. Foreo, I think, with gingerbread. Yeah. So I mean, Android was out. It was just a really primitive version of Android. All right. Anyways, application switcher. Okay. The phone pad. All right. Anyways, guys, that's the Blackberry Porsche Design P9981, and you see that's this wallpaper, by the way, is a Porsche exclusive wallpaper. You can't get this on the normal Blackberry Bold 9900. But yeah, I mean, that's it. You got see, it's a really nice, unique looking phone, and it's just good for collection purposes now, I guess. You can't really use it. The camera is, yeah. Oh, YouTube. Interesting. What would this do? Right. Okay. Yeah, this probably won't work very well. Oh, interesting. It's showing something, at least. You just get a ton of security errors. That's a problem with a lot of these old browsers. Yeah, they just get security errors. Facebook and Twitter are there too. This looks like a really old version of Facebook. I mean, you can just tell from the layout. It's the 2011 version of Facebook. When it looked like this, people cared about status updates back then. Yep. I'm interested to see how the camera actually is, but where's the shortcut? Oh, it might be this button here, right? Oh yeah, it is the camera shutter button. Okay, cool. All right, well, you do have a camera here. It probably sucks, but I mean, there's a camera here. I mean, it does things that a modern smartphone would do, just very primitively, because it is a primitive smartphone. I mean, this is the BlackBerry, were the pioneers of the smartphone industry, so gotta give them props for that. And just typing on this physical keyboard feels strange, and yet kind of interesting in a way. Probably something I can get used to. But I do like physical keyboards. Yeah, yeah, it's too bad physical keyboards won't be making a comeback, but yeah, it's nice when they're there, and I definitely can get used to it again. Yeah. Anyways, guys, that's a BlackBerry Porsche Design P9981. Comment with any feedback and questions. Thanks for watching.